So I'm recording now, but I'm using a different app to record. So what's up, NBA universe and general shit talkers and whatever? It's Ken Free, aka Big Freezie. I'm here with my homeboy, man, lifelong friend, Crazy Teddy. We used to do this shit a long time ago.
We did podcasts before people did podcasts.
Yeah, we did. Should we call it CD cast? That's what we did it and recorded on CD.
Yeah, we were doing bootleg DVDs at the pilot station.
Hey, Newports, scratch offs, and Crazy Teddy. What? I mean, so anyway, so I wanted to.
I had her Newport tank top, but that's a story for another day.
Man, crazy as fuck. Anyways, man, I wanted to bring you on, man, because I'm totally new to like this video part of it, man. I see a lot of people do the video podcasts and things that are video vlogs or whatever they call them nowadays, right? Vlog. Doesn't that sound like glamorous?
Right.
Like
it sounds gay, and it's Pride Month, so I get
it. Well, I was gonna say something else. Like it sounds like bougie, but whatever.
Sure.
But so your Lakers are making moves.
So listen, 2 or 3 days ago when you said let's talk Lakers, my whole thing has changed since this afternoon.
Right.
Because everybody is saying, "Oh, did you give up too much for AD? What are they going to do now? What if they can't do any of this?" And so I had a whole bit and monologue, and now I'm just like, listen, man. So originally I would have said, it's the same thing. So let's say you and your wife are looking at a house or a car.
Right.
You save up a long time. You build a sweet bank account, right?
Right.
You kind of get enamored with having the bank account because you're like, dude, we got money.
Right.
And then the car or the house comes up for sale, and you're like, you know what, we're going to buy it. And you buy it. The car you want, the house you want, but it was expensive.
Right.
You clean out your entire bank account, so now you're gasping because you don't have any money.
Right.
But you got the house you want.
Right.
In the neighborhood you wanted.
Right. Right.
With all the options you want.
Right.
Now, my original thing was, now that you got the house you wanted, because you can't have the house you want and the money in the bank.
No, it don't make no.
No, it doesn't work that way. So we got the house we wanted. And then it looked like, well, we weren't going to fix it up. We weren't going to cut the grass. And, we were going to leave that tire swing that the previous family had left.
Right.
And then by this afternoon, you're like, holy shit. A crew of handymen and landscape, HGTV came in and cleaned up the whole damn house.
Bam.
So now we went from overpaying for a house in this neighborhood to, damn, we got a pool too?
And a pool?
And a pool.
And a cleaning service? And a cleaning service is coming through twice a month?
And cleaning service. So we got the house we've been saving for years for the record.
Right.
Everything was built to get AD, and we got AD. However, we had to get it. And for those who said they didn't know how to do the salary cap, they hired Palinka because he's a salary cap expert, by the way.
Right.
Who, in fact, is a lawyer, and they have salary cap people on staff. So to say they didn't know the salary cap is erroneous. But all of that has changed in the last 4 or 5 hours because now they have literally emptied the bank. We don't have a cent to our names. In fact, we can't even pay for the lockbox we had anymore.
Wow.
Because we don't have nothing to lock up. But, and I think it's for me, because some people have been hitting me on the stuff about should we go depth or should we go, spend it all in one place. Well, to me, it just comes down to one thing. Do we want to renew the purple and gold New Balance like the James Worthy Express?
Right.
Or do we not want to do the purple and gold New Balance? Now, for me, old white dude, yeah, let's go with the purple and gold New Balance.
Right.
For you, a dude from Jersey City, yeah, you're not into New Balance. But you got to admit, those Worthy Express were fresh as hell when they came out. And I'm thinking, if we can run it back with some purple and gold New Balance, let's do it.
Why not?
But if we ain't gonna do the New Balance,
but you wouldn't clear the space though. You wouldn't clear the space, and Anthony Davis wouldn't waive that trade kicker if he didn't. Think.
I told dudes the other day at work. I said, dude needs to just say, "Hey, brother, I'll wear number 6. You wear number 23." And everybody's happy. For the record, people have paid $10 million to get their number. Right. Didn't your boy Eli pay a ton to get number 10 when he first got there from the punter?
I think so.
A couple hundred G's to get number. So really, Anthony Davis, who wore 23 because of LeBron,
right,
can literally get the shirt off my back.
Lakers fans, y'all are so. Lakers fans are so damn romantic with all that bush. LeBron's giving him the shirt off his back. I did. Lakers fans, man.
Literally. I did tell the kids we're getting gold 23 jerseys, the LeBrons, because they're gonna be on 50% in 2 weeks. So everybody's rolling. But I don't think you do all that. I don't think he does all that if they're not at least in tune to what's going on now. For all the people that go, well, Kawhi doesn't want to play in LeBron's shadow, blah, 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 blah. I get it. He's proven he can be the dude, right? In fact, he's proven he probably should have beat LeBron twice in the playoffs.
Probably.
In the finals. Probably, right?
Probably should have had 2 over LeBron in the finals, but probably doesn't get anything but on first dates, right? Right.
Now, so I don't want to hear – so here's the thing. We've heard this shit from the Clippers for 20 years. Elton Brand, Lamar Odom, incidentally, who won championships where?
With the Lakers.
Right. Darius Miles, you want to keep going?
Keon Dooling, Michael Oliver Candy.
All of that. Right, Danny Manning.
Right.
How far back do you?
Michael Cage.
Michael Cage. And then Benny Del Negro. All of it.
Right.
But listen, Lob City was at a Dodgers game a couple years ago when they were Lob City, and Chris Paul got booed at a Dodger game.
Of course.
Listen, brother, if you're going to play in LA, you're going to be in the Lakers shadow, which means you're going to be in LeBron's shadow. So you can either be under the shadow where it's cold, or you can get in the spotlight where it's warm and toasty.
Right. Okay. Now, so let me ask this. All right. So here's the thing. All right. So people don't know, for those NBA fans that don't keep a track of the minutia like the hardcore fans do.
Right.
Steve Ballmer's net worth is more than the Buss family. Right. Sure. Now. The Buss family is still a top 10 family in terms of NBA wealth, right? And that's saying something, because that means you're up there with the Dolan family, with the owner of the Bucks 2 owners, Steve Ballmer and whoever. Now my belief is, if the Clippers are able to establish an identity, then they can at least cut into the market share of that Los Angeles market and potentially, the U.S. and global market. And I know that sounds like I'm a Wall Street guy. I'm not. The thing I'm getting at is the 2 things that you and I talked about going all the way back to when we first started was, if you establish an identity that's new, right? A new identity, something that's catchy. If you build your own arena and you do some things that may be more appealing, like play an attractive style. You don't even have to win. You can be a 45-win team with an awesome style, and you'll generate fans and such. Kind of like what Golden State did before they started winning championships. They they innovated. They shot the 3 ball at a higher clip with guys that can shoot it.
Everywhere Mike D'Antoni's ever gone. So
yeah, basically. So I'm thinking if the Clippers build that state of the art modern arena like they're looking to do in a couple of years, keep Doc, because I think Doc is a fantastic coach, but not so much of a personnel person. Anytime he does personnel, things go sideways. But so keep Doc Rivers, continue to build that team, move away from LA, maybe do like an Anaheim instead of a LA. I think that they can bite into that market share. So
yeah, and the Chargers are going to bite into the Rams market share too.
no, well, no, I don't think so. I don't think so.
You're wearing a Mets hat.
Of course.
When is the last time the Yankees and the Mets went after the same free agent and the Mets got him? When's the last time the Giants and the Jets chased the same guy and the guy went with the Jets?
Mm.
When's the last time a guy was chased by the White Sox and the Cubs and the Cubs didn't get him?
Mm. That's a tough question. That way. It just doesn't happen, right?
It doesn't work that way. Now, Steve Ballmer's money cannot be understated because he's loaded.
Right.
You know what he should do with that money? Take it to Seattle.
Mm.
Because you have siblings and you have kids. You know that one kid that's better than everybody else at everything, and all the other siblings hate him.
Right.
No matter what you do, you ain't gonna be Billy, because Billy is awesome.
Right, because I heard that same speech from Ric Flair like 30 years ago. The same speech. You can do
all you want to do, and Billy's gonna be. Oh, that was cute. Listen, that's like iPhones bragging because they got some shit Samsung did 2 years ago,
right?
And they patting themselves on the back, and Samsung's like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. That was cute 2 years ago."
Yeah, that was yeah.
But Steve Ballmer's money cannot be denied. Now, is his competitive nature enough to overspend? I don't know.
Well, I think it depends on the scenarios. Like, for instance, the Bus family is not going to overspend for a bunch of random guys. You know that, and I know that. They're not going to overspend for JaVale McGee, Lance Stevenson, Rajon Rondo, because it's not worth it. You know what I mean? But if you're talking about LeBron, Anthony Davis, Kemba Walker, they'll overspend.
Well, and that was going to largely be my point. I historically don't like the big evil empire type conglomerates, except in my sports.
What? Oh, okay. All right.
Except in my sports. I think it's better when the Cowboys are good.
Right.
I think it's better when the Yankees and Red Sox are good.
Right.
And I obviously think it's better when the Lakers are good.
Of course.
So this is the Lakers we're talking about. We're not talking about mine and your damn industrial team that we got to go do or AAU team that we got to wash cars so we don't have to buy reversible jerseys.
Right.
So we can't afford a purple and a gold jersey.
Right.
This is the Lakers. Go be the damn Lakers.
Right.
Go be the damn Lakers and overpay for somebody. Not everybody.
Right.
Overpay because Houston can't get out of its own way, and God help them if they get Jimmy Butler.
Right.
That's going to be fun. Chris Paul and Jimmy Butler.
And James Harden, the diva, the original diva you can't touch.
Chewing James Harden's ass. all day and all night.
Right.
And Golden State is clearly not going to do it, right?
I don't know. I'm in the minority there. I'm in the minority.
About Denver and Portland and all that mess, right? You never had a better opportunity. Go overpay for it. Go be the Lakers one time. Instead of this mess we've been doing for 6 years, acting like because the thing with the salary cap is everybody's acting like the salary cap has a stop button. It doesn't have a stop button.
Right.
Oh, well, they can't do it because they don't have money. No, shit. Golden State's paying $150 million in taxes.
And taxes alone.
Tax alone.
Right. You know who pays more than them? You know who pays more than them? Oklahoma City Thunder, a small market team.
Goody for him.
Right, a small market.
Paul George, with your damn dead foot. Your damn foot. Sit on it. They're selling fucking Darren Collison jerseys or the Raymond Felton jerseys for anything they can get. because they maxed out two guys, and you can't run with the big dogs, stay on the board.
Right.
This is him trying to run and goody for him. But again, I mean, this is just now the Clippers have deep pockets.
Right. Right.
What I'm thinking could be the sway point if Kawhi's ego is so big that he thinks, well, I can go anywhere and just win a championship because I'm that good. And if I go to the Raptors and win a championship, never been done, and I take the lonely Clippers to the championship, then they got to remove somebody off of Mount Rushmore for me.
Right. And he's right. He's right though. He won in freaking San Antonio. He won in the fifth smallest market, right? San Antonio, right? He went out of the country with a bunch of dudes and cast-offs and won a championship. He won with a dude named Fred VanVleet.
And he looked like a Fred VanVleet.
He looked like a damn Fred VanVleet, right?
But
right.
So his ego may be inflated, but if all things are equal, is somebody going to choose the Clippers over the Lakers?
If I'm a role player,
better team. Tell me the Clippers are a better team with Danilo Gallinari, which they'll have to get rid of.
Yep.
And Darius Thornwell,
who we like, by the way.
Who I love, by the way.
Yeah.
If they're going to do something, send him across the halls because we need some Darius Thornwell.
Yeah.
By the way, but you're telling me that construction is better than AD, LeBron, and Kyle Kuzma? Which three of those dudes would Ice Cube take in the big three over the three the Lakers have right now?
Well, I mean, to your point, I agree with your point.
If you just want to win, tell me which three is going to beat the three the Lakers got. Nobody.
None. But you include Kuzma, but Kuzma's not gonna. I can't see Kuzma being a starter. You can't. So all right. So who are you gonna bring?
He's an 18-point per game guy. How many guys?
You replaced him with a 28-point per game guy.
Nah, he's gonna play the five.
Who? Anthony Davis?
Yeah.
No, you can't have him get beat up like that. You know he's already soft as hell.
Well,
he missed 20 games because his finger was hurt.
They're going to keep JaVale McGee, and they're going to bring Tyson Chandler and JaVale McGee back at friendly prices. Hell, they could go get Zublaka back again.
They could.
I mean, they're not going to have trouble getting a big man to come in and do the dirty work.
Right. I don't question that. The part that I question is how you rotate three guys that are 6'8" and bigger. You know what I'm saying? You only have two spots.
Then you move Kuzma down so he gets all the shots on the second team.
Well, that's my point, though. That's the point I'm getting at. Like so he won't start, but he'll get starters minutes.
But think about this. Julius Randle beside AD had 20 and 10 last year.
Yeah.
A little over 20 and 10. And Boogie Cousins was an all-star playing next to AD, and they theoretically were taking up the same space.
Right.
So,
but AD thrived with Boogie getting some attention, and he'll thrive in LA too. My only thing, though,
LA's got a guy that'll draw some attention, I think.
Yeah. Hey, but I'm gonna throw some cold water on the Lakers winning the championship thing. All right. So
good luck.
So here's the thing, right? Last year, LeBron James took a severe step towards being washed, and people won't say that because when all-time greats start that decline, it's not as steep. So it's not a Curtis Martin type, 1 year you rush for 1,400 yards and the next week your knees don't work, right? So it's not like that. It's not like a Tiki Barber where you finally get your career together and all of a sudden you run a 5.240. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
but he still averaged 28 and 8 last year.
He still averaged 28 and 8 last year, right? But what about his efficiency?
Which was a down year, by the way.
Yeah, but his efficiency though.
Those are Hall of Fame numbers, by the way.
Yeah, those are MVP numbers.
In a down year, those are MVP.
Right. So I mean, but my point is I saw random guys make LeBron James look mortal. So the Knicks beat the Lakers this year, right? And we beat the Mario Hezonja blocked LeBron James final shot of the game, right? So who the fuck is Mario Hezonja?
No, I got you. I got
You know,
you. And that point is not lost, but Anthony Davis is 26.
Anthony Davis is a beast. Anthony Davis
it's what, 22?
Is he 22? Probably somewhere in 21, 22 years old, maybe 23. Somewhere in there.
They're going to bring in dudes to carry some load because they have got LeBron can't play 38, 40 minutes a game.
So here's the thing. So you have $32 million, right? In order to sign Kyrie Irving, you need $32.7 million. And then you can't sign another guy unless it's a minimum contract, right?
They're going to sign guys. They're not. Their Cablevision, their Spectrum contract,
right,
is over $100 million a year.
No, I'm not saying that the Buss family can't afford the money. What I'm saying is the cap only allows you a certain amount. Now, are you willing to get high level veterans after that? Sure, yeah. But you don't want to do that though. You want to maximize your cap space first, and then go into the tax paying the other guys.
Right, they'll maximize the tax base. I mean, they got this is what it's all been built for.
Right.
This is what trading Timothy Mozgov and D'Angelo Russell for.
So is it Kyrie Irving or Kemba Walker? You keep dancing around the question. Is it Kyrie Irving, Kemba Walker, or a whole bunch of dudes?
I got one for you.
All right.
Ricky Rubio.
Get your ass out of there. Goodbye.
Listen, hear me out. He's not Kyrie. And he's not Kemba.
Well, that is for damn certain.
Do we need? We need wings. We need Trevor Ariza's. We need all the.
Trevor Ariza is washed. It's not 10 years ago, man. These dudes.
What I'm saying is, we need guys like that. We need KCPs.
Right.
We need these kind of. We need
Reggie Bullocks.
Right. We need Reggie Bullocks. We need JJ Redick. We need all of these guys. What a guy like Ricky Rubio does is Anthony Davis is statistically the number one finisher in pick and roll conversions last year.
Right.
You don't think a guy like Ricky Rubio, who's a pass first guy, couldn't figure out how to get 10 to 12 assists just doing pick and rolls between LeBron and Anthony Davis?
Right. Right.
And he would come in on the cheap.
Right.
It'd be cheap to go to a contender. And would I rather have Kyrie? Yeah. But I'd also rather have $20 other million so that we could get Brooks Lopez or even Robin Lopez.
Or both. Both should be cheap.
Right. I mean, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
We could spread that out because I don't think Kemba. I mean, honestly, I think D-Lo would be great.
So that's the rumor. That's the rumor I've been hearing. Like D-Lo reunion in LA. My only.
I think it would be great for a couple of reasons. You want me to sell you on the yes or sell you on the no?
Either one. Let's hear both.
The no is he's a volume shooter and is just coming into his own, and he may not want to acquiesce to the other volume shooters. Although they're not really volume shooters, but they are dominant.
Right.
Now, from the yes perspective, he can also score and carry some nights where these other guys don't have to. And
that's my point. Like the mid-February nights in Milwaukee, Tuesday night. You know what I'm saying? On the back-to-back.
Milwaukee's a championship level team, but I hear you. That weird December Tuesday night that they come to Charlotte and we can't ever get tickets.
Right.
Because it's a damn Tuesday night.
Right.
And we got jobs and shit. But that night, he could be the guy where these other dudes can just get a breather.
Right. That's my point. Right.
And he is, I think me or you could do a pick and roll with Anthony Davis or LeBron James.
Man.
Hell, me and Cole beat up dudes in Orlando this weekend doing the pick and roll. Listen, my fat ass wasn't doing so much picking as I was rolling.
Right. Like when I coached at the Rec, I used to call it the boogers offense. You pick and roll. Anyway,
We don't get Kawhi. If Kawhi's a no,
right.
then I say spread the money down and get depth. Go get some wings. Go get go get Patrick Beverly.
Mm.
I'd like a Patrick Beverly and
a Courtney Lee.
What?
Courtney Lee is what fits. You want a guy. You want a guy that's going to be a 3-and-D shooting guard that can defend point guards, 2 guards, and some small forwards. Be dependable from 3. Maybe shoot somewhere between 37 and 40%. Low ego guy, big time team guy. Not necessarily a volume shooter.
Rondo.
Right.
Really good with Anthony Davis.
Right.
Anthony Davis was really good with Rajon Rondo.
Right. No doubt.
He's exactly. He'll come back. I mean, I think you could bring 2 or 3 of these guys now. Lance Stevenson had his best years under Frank Vogel.
Right.
I wonder if Ty Lue's going, son of a bitch.
Yeah, they had to know. Ty Lue had to know that was the plan. He had to know that was the plan. But a lot of NBA coaches don't want the front office to pick their coaching staff, and I don't blame Ty Lue. How are you going to tell Ty Lue who to bring when Ty Lue already won a championship with the guy you just signed? You know what I mean?
I got you. But in retrospect, I'm wondering if he's looking at, well, I could coach 2 or 3 of the top 6 or 8 guys in the world.
Right.
I mean, if he sits in his heart of hearts and goes, damn, 3 years of this wouldn't have been so bad.
Right.
Frank Vogel is over there. He's riding down Ventura Boulevard shooting everybody in the finger.
Right. And he is the most fortunate guy.
He's playing Little Sean at everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you know what though? So the thing with me is I'm not a big fan of Frank Vogel. I think them bringing in Lionel Hollins is a stabilizer, because people look at the Indiana years, but they don't look at the Orlando years with Frank Vogel. You know what I mean?
Well, and Orlando killed Chuck Daly. Orlando killed Dale Harris. Orlando killed Doc Rivers. You want me to keep going?
Well, I tell you. So they fired Frank Vogel, right?
Billy Donovan signed the papers, and then on the way home, he set his car on fire and told him the alien bugged at him and tried to kill him.
Yeah, I did. Hey, man, listen. I'm not saying Orlando is a perfect place.
Our car got broken into right down from the Orlando Center, the Amway Center this weekend while we were there. So our car got broken into. So that tells you everything about the Amway Center and where Orlando.
Well, I'm not a big fan. Anyway, Orlando is. But anyways, I'm not going to go there with Orlando, man, because they are. So I'm a Knicks fan, right? And I'll make the point quick. So I'm a Knicks fan, and over the last 40 years, we've been fortunate with ping pong balls or trades or free agents one time.
Right.
And Orlando has been getting resources hand over fist. You know what I mean? And they still don't have a championship. And then they come out last year with the dumbest thing I ever heard. They said, we promised the fan base we'll win a championship by 2030. Did you see that? Did you get a chance to see that? The front office came out with a statement that said, we promised a championship by 2030. I would have fired everybody.
An organization that couldn't deliver a championship with prime Shaq and Penny.
Right.
It don't get better than that, brother. It don't get much better than that.
3-point shoot. They had 3-point shooting when 3-point shooting was rare. They had athleticism at 5 positions. Which brings me back to
Clippers gonna clip.
Yeah, well, you can say what you want. So I have a thing about Brooklyn, right? So the same thing that you say about LA on the West Coast is happening in the New York metro area with the Knicks and Brooklyn. So the thing is what people don't realize is the Brooklyn Nets has the 6th highest net worth of all NBA franchises. Right,
they're loaded.
From a team that moved from Long Island, known as the New York Nets, to East Rutherford to be the New Jersey Nets, and then back to be the Brooklyn Nets, right? A lot of moving. Teams generally don't do that and be successful. They generally, exist in purgatory, like a New Orleans Pelicans and in a Sacramento Kings or whatever. Right. So, but what they've done is they struck gold. They built the most modern arena in the NBA. Well, after the Chase Center in Oakland. So
the Chase Center comes up.
Yeah, right. But what that did is it does small stuff. Like, it doesn't necessarily produce wins on the court by coaching, but what it does is when you bring free agents in and they see all these modern amenities and all that stuff, and they compare it to where they're, looking at leaving, you're like, man.
You remember 10 years ago when y'all laughed at me for talking about the curtains and the drape and the carpet in the weight rooms at these colleges?
Right.
Like, it doesn't sell anything. I'm like,
well, we're still laughing at you, just not in your face.
It kind of does.
Yeah, it does matter. You're right.
I get it.
You're right. So, but my point is to Brooklyn is now that they have the amenities and such, you can see that translate to wins on the court by getting more quality players. They got a coach and they were patient with them. They trusted their process, and now they made the playoffs with a bunch of dudes, and they're in the hunt now for Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant.
Right, but they also have been smart.
Right.
And being smart makes a lot of difference. By the way, my phone is dying, so we got to wrap this up very quickly.
Right.
So you've been talking about R.J. Barrett for months and months and months.
For years.
You have to be giddy that y'all didn't give up anything, and your boy went to your team from your college that you pulled for Shangri-La, right?
Right. And so to that point, I don't think the Knicks need to necessarily catch the big fish this offseason. And so the New York media wants the Knicks to, have a compelling story, basically, is what the media wants. Knicks fans want to win, but understanding that trading everything to acquire the big guy doesn't work in New York. It'll work in Los Angeles, but it won't work in New York. You get one guy, and what the media does is just grill that guy like salmon every day of his life as long as he's a Knicks player. In LA, it's more like Bill Platsky's not going to roast a guy just because the guy is the guy. In New York, you have your Frank Isolas and guys like that built their career on roasting Knicks players.
Eat them alive.
Right.
Which I never but I don't think KD, from a basketball perspective, helps the Knicks for at least a year and a half.
Right. Or two.
Now, probably two.
Right.
The trick is that coach probably won't be there, although he's a good coach. He's a real good coach. But you could be catching R.J. Barrett at where he's on the high ascension.
Right.
And then KD comes back. Is R.J. Barrett going to be willing to say, oh, well, here, I'm going to give this to you now?
Right.
I don't know. It's like the OG comes out of prison and he thinks it's still his block. And the young bucks that have been out there doing the work for 2 years are like, now hold on, player.
Hey, so here's my so I heard that before.
But it's the corner.
Hey, so I hear that. So you have a good point, but so here's the thing. So in 2016, I see Kyrie Irving hit the most unlikely three of all time over Steph Curry, right? And the Cavs win a championship, right? The next year, or it might have been 15, I forget the year, but the next year, I see KD join, and KD looks LeBron in the eyeballs, dead in the iris, and pulls up for three. Right. It pulls up from three, dead in his face, like he sees LeBron and he rushes towards LeBron with the ball, like no, you the one I want, and pulls up for three from like 26 feet, and Barrett is all cotton, all nylon, right?
And he did it 2 years in a row.
Two years in a row to let him know I'm the big dog.
I get all that. I get all that.
So, but
if you.
Oh, go ahead, man. Everything all right? Okay. All right. So I think I lost Ted. But so anyways, I understand his point. His point is RJ Barrett has all-star potential, right? No doubt. RJ Barrett has all-star potential, and in 2 years, that may be RJ Barrett's team, right? So when Kevin Durant comes back, will RJ Barrett be willing, going into his third year, will he be willing to cede leadership and on-court opportunities to Kevin Durant, who will probably be 32 and a half, 33 years old? Listen, the age 32, 33, that's, back in the day, a 33-year-old guy might have been washed. Today, these guys eat right. They're in the best shape they could possibly be in. I don't see the drop-off at 33 like it may have been, say, in the 70s and 80s. To me, it's one of those deals where 32, 33, you may not be able to do things like you used to do, but as far as athleticism goes, but it's a small drop-off. It's a small drop-off. It's not a major drop-off and such like it used to be, like I mentioned a few years ago. What I would say is, when it comes to great players like playing with each other. So, it's one of those things where I think they can only complement each other. It's like, the bacon to your your cheeseburger that you like. It's one of those, where the cheeseburger is great, but when you add bacon to it, man, it takes it to a whole new level. Just like my favorite dessert and appetizer. Like when something great, I call it apple pie a la mode, because you don't get much better. You get a fresh apple pie piping hot with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. That's what that is to me. That's RJ Barrett ascending into his prime, and KD still playing at a high level. Does the Achilles thing scare me? Not really. I think modern medicine will have these guys up and running like nothing. Like nothing we've ever seen. If you're, in your 40s or 50s, when a guy tore his Achilles, he was done back in the day. Or when a guy tore his ACL, you knew he was done back in the day. Now, though, these guys get those repair surgeries and they rehab. And at the end of say a certain amount of time, those guys will be back better than ever. So anyway, that was my homeboy, Teddy. We'll probably do a few more videos just like this one in order to, just because we just like doing it, But anyway, shout out to the Knicks fans. I meant to shout out a few people. First of all, shout out Knicks Twitter. Y'all keep everybody on their toes, man. We're at it every day. If you're a Knicks fan and you're not on Knicks Twitter, you should be, because there are a lot of opinions and news spreading on there. A lot of pictures and stuff, updates and whatever. So follow me at Big Freezie on Twitter. Shout out to Casey Powell, Sim Russell, Jay Ellis, CK, Terry and Trey, Knicks Film School, who else? French Knicks podcast. It's a bunch of you guys out there that I follow, even though I don't shout y'all out or whatever. I do follow them on Twitter and continue the conversation on Twitter with those guys. They have a lot of impact. I'm not looking to be a big conglomerate. Just a small guy looking to, a small show. I'm not really a small guy, like a small show. But anyway, just trying to continue the conversation about the Knicks and NBA basketball in general. But I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I'll have Ted back on soon.